Well, here we go. Third edition of the Street Committee. Street Committee is bringing it to you live in color and in unvarnished truth. This is the third edition, and we're doing a review on the Falcons' third game. They went to Detroit, and they got beat really bad. Took us back to the old Falcons, which we don't ever wish to see again. There was a couple of takeaways from the game. One, offensive line got beat up really bad. They didn't block. They didn't do pass protection. Other than that, they was fine. The quarterback got sacked 7 times. He was under duress. It was really, really disappointing. Bijan Robinson, who is our rookie running back, who we got a lot of promise, but he gained 33 yards, which because it's very hard to do with no blocking. So, the defense, they got beat up really bad on the defensive line. They had 0 sacks again. So these are things that we knew coming into the year we needed to address. They don't seem to be fixed yet. So, Arthur Smith must go back to the drawing board and decide what he needs to do to make these things better. Or someone's going to put a for sale sign in his yard. And he needs to Google history of Falcons coaches. Now, I hope it doesn't come to that because I'm an eternal optimist. I'm cautiously optimistic. They do have some good players, but they have to look at the schemes. They have to look at how they attack defenses. They can't expect this young quarterback to thrive unless they give him some protection. They went out and got some good receivers. He doesn't have time to throw the ball to them. So, they have to get back to basic football. Block, tackle. They don't have to be cute. They need to be efficient. But what they did Sunday was really disappointing to see. They got exposed on a lot of different fronts. I'm hoping that they can correct some of these things. So we have to not get too disappointed. And it's one game. They have more games to try to get better. They have a lot of young players. So hopefully some of these are correctable issues. We still cautiously optimistic. We think that if they can fix the offensive line play, I think that they can, win some more games. And some of the obvious things have to be addressed. We spent a lot of money in the offseason to get people who are going to sack the other team's quarterback, and they seem to be sacked less. So, unless they want me to come out of retirement, they're going to have to get somebody to sack the quarterback. Now, just before I close on this subject, I would like to tell you something I heard about back home in the hood. They got mollywop. And for you who don't have any who don't know what that means, ask one of your black friends, they'll tell you. They got mollywop. So, let me tell you who the MVP for the game was. The punter. That's correct. The punter was the MVP. He got more action than anybody else. So they will have to wash his uniform after that game. Now, we don't want the punter to work this hard next week. We want the punter to have an easy game. That means they need to run the ball. They don't need to be so predictable. They need to run the ball. They need to throw quick passes. They need to get some of the pressure off the quarterback. And he needs to be a little more accurate. And once we find out if he can be accurate, we have receivers, tight end, wide receivers, running back. So he has to have time to throw, and he has to be more precision. These things happen, then they will win some games. We have a great rookie running back. If they block, I think he will be successful. The blocking he got last week, a young Jim Brown couldn't have ran behind that line. So let's be clear. We believe that they have some potential. They can be successful, but they must clean these things up. There's no need. The street committee brings it to you real. Bring it to you straight, no chaser. I would like to be able to tell you something better. I'll talk to you straighter when I can talk to you. I'll tell you straighter when it's straight. I won't be able to tell you that that was a great performance. It was not. The one thing you'll always get from the street committee, straight ahead, real talk, keeping it 100. 100, they was miserable. But the things that they have done are correctable. And maybe they had got a little full of themselves. They had won the first two. They had a reality check. I hadn't seen a beating like that since my brother stole some change out my mama's purse when he was about 6. That was the last time I seen a whipping like that. So hopefully we won't have that visited anymore soon. So this will be a very brief one. Street Committee believes that there's better days ahead. We do have optimism still. I believe that this next game against the Jaguars, they'll have a good chance. They're playing in London. So we want to go over there, put on a good show, win a game, see the sights and come home. And I'm very cautiously optimistic again. If they play clean, if they block, if they tackle, and Lord knows if they sack the quarterback, they might win. And again, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. That's what Granddaddy said, and it's still true today. All right, Street Committee out.